What it do? Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and YouTube, and maybe Snapchat this time. Hell, I don't know. I said. All right, y'all. Welcome to a wine discussion. I come to y'all today because I have watched a movie. Well, not really. It's a miniseries on Netflix. Called Self Made, starring Octavia Spencer. It is inspired by the life of Miss Madam C.J. Walker. Now, I thought it was a movie at first when I first heard it. Then when I went to click and watch it, I just hit play. I didn't even look and see if it said episode 1. I just hit play. And then when I realized it was almost over, and I was like, wait, I think I only been watching this for about a good 40 minutes. That's it. And it ain't even concluded nothing. Concluded nothing. And then it said next episode. I was like, oh, this is a series? It was like, it's a limited miniseries. Okay. So, if you do not know who Madam C.J. Walker is, Google it. Stop this. Google it. Do your research. And then I'll come back. All right. But I'm pretty most of y'all pretty already know Miss Madam C.J. Walker. But I first off, I just want to say this. I love seeing my people on that TV screen. I just don't nobody take this the wrong way. It's just there's just something that fills my heart with joy when I see my people on that TV. But I love me some Octavia Spencer. And I saw Blair Underwood on there. And I saw Garrett Morris. Then Tiffany Haddish showed up. And then Carmen. I can never pronounce her last name, but I'm baby girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't pronounce the last name, so I'm not even gonna try because I don't want to butcher it. But just Google. Y'all see who I'm talking about, and it was just absolutely. I loved it, and I highly recommend anyone who is looking to be an entrepreneur, looking to start their own business. I think you should check this out. Now, before we get deep into the discussion why I say that, I just want to point out I am having the Gallo family. Just so y'all know, I have not been drinking this. This is actually my first glass. This is a bottle I had left over for the couple of nights ago. Normally, y'all, I'll drink this whole thing. Excuse me. I'll plop myself down right in front of that TV. Watch me something good or binge watch. Next thing you know, I done gone through the whole bottle. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good when I'm done with the whole bottle. But lately I've been trying to limit myself to like half the bottle and then save it for another night. Some just don't sit well with me just drinking this big ass bottle. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's just what you're running away from. But but no. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the discussion. On why I feel people, anyone who's looking to, get themselves started, become their own boss type thing, why I think that they should look at it. The reason why I think it is because it really does show what it's like to kind of start your own business, so to speak. Let me just wet my whistle. Give me a second. What's my hat doing? I'm classy, but I just don't have. It's a habit. I'm sorry. But it really should. I just think with today's climate, if that makes sense, what I'm trying to say. Sometimes I get my words mixed up. I think a lot of people, when they are expecting to start something, they expect it to just pop off, especially with social media nowadays, because people will start something and they will give you this false lie, this fake lie, this fake life that they have, making you think, I did this one video and it popped off, and then boom, my life is better, and it's just and I'm not saying it can't happen. What I don't think people should do is expect it to happen. Expect everything to move quite slowly. Because back in 2016, when I made everything public, my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter. Well, mainly Twitter. I'm sorry, not Twitter. Instagram. Instagram, it was private for a while. Then I made it public. My Facebook is public. Kinda. If I don't know you on Facebook, I don't. If I don't know you personally, I usually don't add people if I don't already know you. That's why I made Mystic Shadow Films, in case someone comes across me on YouTube or comes across my page on Instagram and they want to kind of get connected with Facebook and see what I'm doing on there. So that's why I made Mystic Shadow Films on Facebook, because my Facebook is kind of like, it's limited to people I know. I don't have a lot of friends on there. I think I got maybe 400, 500, 600. That's it. If I don't know you, I don't add you. But yeah, back in 2016, I made everything. I made my Instagram public. I started a Twitter in 2016. I didn't have a Twitter. At that point, I was just like, okay, I already have a Facebook. I already got a Snapchat. I already got an Insta. I don't need no damn Twitter. But I ended up starting it anyway, because the more you promote yourself, the better. Many platforms, the better, the exposure you get. So back then, when I started everything, including my YouTube channel, I had started my YouTube channel back then. I just had expected it to just take off. I was like, I'm talented, I'm funny, I'm interesting, I should just go. And so, man, I almost knocked this over. And when it didn't, I was getting very frustrated, because I was like, I don't understand it. Why ain't people watching? Y'all don't like me? Huh? Y'all don't like me? But it was also a very difficult time for me at that time as well. And I really wanted that to pop off, because I really wanted things to go right. And when things didn't, I slowly stopped posting on YouTube. I kept posting on Instagram. I kept that going for a good minute, until Instagram changed their algorithm. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could never pronounce that right. Algorithm. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Back in 2019, they changed it. So now on Instagram, I don't get as much exposure as I used to, because now it pretty much caters to what people pretty much watch or look at all the time on Instagram. And then Instagram kind of makes sure that's what you see most of the time. So even when I'm hashtagging this and hashtagging that, I don't get the exposure I used to. So I still post on Instagram, but not as much. But I mainly focus on Facebook and YouTube. And back then, I expected everything to pop off real quickly. Now I have a different mindset. I kind of don't want this to jump off too quick, because I still feel I'm in the beginning stages of everything. And so watching Self Made, it kind of reminded me of that, of everything that she was going through. Let me start talking more about the movie, because I'm talking about myself, but I'm just trying to compare what I've gone through so far since trying to start my own little film company, production company type thing, and to what I saw in the miniseries. And it was just like every moment she was just kept getting knocked down. And it was good to see how when she did get knocked down, she kind of suffered in silence. She didn't let everybody know she was having this problem, having that problem. This is what's happening. Nothing's working right, blah, blah, blah. It was whenever she was in the face of other people, especially her enemy, so to speak, Carmen's character, who was hell-bent on taking her company out. She still remained strong. It was just like, okay, I'll find something. I'll find another way. And that was pretty much what I had been going through, especially when I started this back, because I've been on my excuse me, coronavirus, but because I had been on my Galaxy S7 since 2016. It wasn't until like toward the middle of last year, I was like, okay, I need to think of ways to upgrade myself. I can't stay on my cell phone forever. Yes, there are people that have blown up on their cell phone. That's fine. That's nice. Not me. I want to upgrade myself. So I wanted to originally just read stories that I write, because a lot of people haven't read some of the stuff I've written, and I was just going to read it and then have it to some animation. So I said, well, I need a microphone for that, so why don't I just get me a microphone? And so I was looking at microphones for a good couple of months because I'm not familiar when it comes to tech. And so one day I was sitting down, I was doing a review. I used to sit in front of my couch on my phone, have my phone, and then do a review. I said, well, if I'm getting a mic, why don't I just update my camera too? Give me a camera. So I had to take myself back, and then I had to say, okay, let's find another way to do this. Yeah, you're on your phone. You got started on your phone. I got used to posting. I got used to, making a little funny videos and post it. Great. Let's see where we can take this. And then that's what I was seeing in the TV series. See, she started out as a laundry folder, who did the laundry back in the day. And this woman came to her door, Carmen's character, who would later become her adversary, said, listen, I'm here to help you. You help me. You do the laundry for me, and I will help you with your hair because Octavia Spencer's character's hair at that time, she was balding. She was stressing out. Husband left her, all that. So she was balding. She was like, listen, I have this great product that'll bring your hair back, and then you don't have to pay me, and you just, you just do the laundry. So it was, you do the hair, I'll do your hair, you do the laundry for me. And so for a while she was doing that, and then Octavia, I'm just gonna say Madam C.J. Walker. So Madam C.J. Walker was like, okay, listen, let me become one of your sale girls. I can sell your product. And basically Carmen was like, listen, you look like you just came off a plantation. And because Carmen was light-skinned. So, and that's another thing I liked that they dealt with too. They dealt with the colorism. I like that. And she was light-skinned, and she was just like, listen, she didn't say it, but she implied it. You're dark-skinned. You don't have the look to say. Y'all know how it is today. You got to have a certain look. Even in Hollywood, you got to have a certain look sometimes. And a lot of times it's not even about the talent. It's not about if they can deliver the lines. It's not about if they can, as long as that person can sell the tickets, that's pretty much all they care about. So Madam C.J. Walker was not really happy about that. So when she passed by her shelf, she took some of the products to sell just to show her. And she ended up selling some of the product. And then Carmen's character, I think her name is Addie, she just didn't like it. She was like, you stole from me and blah, blah. And Madam CJ was like, listen, here's the money. I just wanted to show you I can do it. I'm not trying to take your money. Here's the money. And they ended up just breaking off the deal that they had. And so Madam CJ Walker was like, well, you know what? I can make my own product. So she went from trying to sell someone else's product to making her own product to sell. And so she ended up taking some of Addie's formula for her hair care product and selling it. I guess you could say she kind of stole it a little bit. But she ended up making her own product, and she started selling it. Then she moved away and wanted to open up her own salon. So Addie's character ended up moving there as well, in a fashion of trying to take down Madam C.J. Walker. So she ends up, moving and started opening up her own salon in her house. And then after an accident happened, an explosion, she went from starting her own salon to opening up a factory to mass produce her stuff. So she went from one situation to another thinking differently. Okay, let me sell you your product. You don't want me to sell your product? Not a problem. I'll just go ahead, make my own product and sell for myself. Okay, you trying to take me down? Not a problem. I'll move. You stay here. Excuse me. I'll move. I'll open up my new salon, in my new area. Okay, house blows up. Okay, house blew up. Not a problem. I'll just go open up my own factory. I'll go ahead and get me some investors. I'll talk to some people. And she faced a lot of stuff. Men not wanting to, really invest in a woman. What I really liked was when she went up to Booker T. Washington and she really wanted his endorsement. And he ended up not giving it to her. So she kind of walked on stage and kind of did it herself. And she was very proud of herself. And at that time, that's when she thought he was a certain way. And then when he pulled her to the side, he was basically like, what the hell do you think you're doing? You know what I mean? He's like, listen, women got their own place and blah, blah. And he was always talking about how, black people need to come up and all that stuff. And she was like, well, you talk a big game about all black people. I'm just trying to come up. I'm always like, but you're a woman. You're a black woman. Okay, what are people going to think of black men when our women are starting to come above us? No, know your place. And even that hurt her. She still didn't stop. She just kept going. She kept going. She kept going. And I was thinking to myself, yes, anybody who's really thinking of starting their own business should really look at this and understand it's going to come with some hardships, and you cannot expect it to pop off overnight. And with today's social media, y'all, I tell you, don't believe everything you see. Not everybody's life is, peachy dory. It ain't. People will make you think, they on top of the world, and they're not. And you're trying to compare yourself to that. And it's just, don't do that. Don't. And if you find yourself doing it and you find yourself hard not to be able to do that, I highly recommend stepping away from social media for a little bit. If, what you're trying to do doesn't involve social media. Mine kind of does. So it'll be pointless for me to try to start all this and then move away from social media for a little bit. But if you're trying to start your own business, you're trying to get things going, just work on it. You really don't have to tell everybody. You don't. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just keep it to yourself. And there's another thing in the movie is that touched on is you got to really watch the people in your circle. You got to watch the people in your circle because not everybody is for you. Doesn't mean you have to cut people off. Just watch them. Listen to your instincts. If something about that person ain't right, then you don't have them too close to you. You know what I mean? Keep them at a good distance, because I've gone through that myself. I've had people not necessarily come out and doubt me and tell me I can't do it, but their tone and, oh, what do you think you're trying to do? Oh, you're trying to say, oh, so you think you about to pop off? When I start hearing that, I'm like, okay, yeah, that person, yeah, you stay over there. You know what I mean? So I really highly recommend it, it's a good show to begin with. The acting is very good. Octavia Spencer never disappoints. Blair Underwood, he's good. Garrett Morris, Carmen. I don't like talking about other actors acting. And the reason why I don't is because you never know who you end up working with or might work with. And a lot of times these people go back and try to see if you said something about them, and the next thing you know, project is pulled because they feel some type of way because you're talking about them. But at the same time, I feel like I can't say I'm a movie reviewer and all this, and I can't touch on an actor's acting because I'm afraid that they're not going to want to work with me in the future if it gets to that point, if it gets that far, or if it does get that far, they realize I've talked about them in the past. And so I try my best to be as respectful as I can. Let me say, I love Tiffany Haddish. I love her. I think she's hilarious. I think she's a great comedic actress. She has her stick. About to say her stench. Her stitch. Her stick. She has her shtick. I think that's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? She's a loud ghetto girl, and that works for a certain type of movies. For this one, I felt she didn't break away from that. You know what I mean? Like, even back then, black women talked a certain way. They were not too loud. They were not, their demeanor was a little different. Their speech was a little different. And I felt that now the director could have told her to do that. He meant, no, you're Tiffany Haddish. That's what we want. That's what we want. We want you to act like that. She may have well been told to do that by the director. If not, it's just I felt she didn't capture the 1908, I think it was. I think it was 1908. It was not the 1920s. But yeah, I don't think she captured that. Her acting didn't capture that for me. It just didn't. You could see the contrast when she was with Octavia Spencer on the scene, because she played Octavia Spencer's daughter, Madam C.J. Walker's daughter. So it didn't. I'm not knocking her. I'm not saying she's not talented. She's very talented. She's hilarious. But I felt she was miscast. I just did. Even if she wasn't miscast, they didn't work with her on certain things. But like I said, she may have been told by the director to behave that way, to act that way. That's how they wanted it. But yeah, y'all, that's it. I'm done because I didn't want this to be that long. I'm going on 20 minutes. Boy, even when I think I ain't gonna be able to say much of nothing, time just fly right on by when you're talking. I think I took like 3 sips of this. All right. So, don't mind that. But yeah, y'all, that's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. The movie's called Self-Made. I hope I said that at the beginning. It's called Self-Made. The inspired life of Madam C.J. Walker. It's on Netflix. So please check it out because it's good. Everybody did a fantastic job. The story was great. It wasn't phenomenal. It wasn't fantastic, but it was great. I enjoyed it. It's 4 episodes, and I watched all 4 episodes right then and there. As soon as the episode was done, I started watching. All right, y'all. So I'm done. I'm going to kill this in here bottle. Watch me something, and then probably go to sleep and wake up and do all this all over again because we all quarantined. So I ain't got nowhere to go tomorrow. I ain't got no work. Everything closed down but Walmart. So I may go to Walmart and just walk around in that coronavirus soup. But anywho, I'm out. Thank you. And to my friend that asked me what happened to my outro that I used to play. I think I said it in another video. YouTube, I ended up getting a copyright because of the music that I use. It wasn't a copyright strike. It was just a notice that I had got copyrighted. Meaning, if I was monetizing, they wouldn't be able to monetize that particular video because I had the music on there. I've been using that music since 2016, since I made that outro. And nobody has, even YouTube hasn't flagged it. But Facebook hasn't flagged it, but YouTube did. So I actually did another one, and I used music that's free to use. I thought the music I had was free to use, but it wasn't. But this one is. This one's actually from the website where I made the outro on, called Forest Render Forest, something like that. So I'm going to bring it back. But yeah, I can't play it now. Facebook I could, but YouTube I can't, or it's going to get another copyright. All right, so that's it. I'm done. Thank you for watching me here at Mystic Shadow Films.